Charlotte is here with more. Charlotte, his age has come up a lot. I think this is fascinating because he's still a lot younger than some of the American candidates and the current president.
Well, and you know, the age comes with a lot of experience. And of course, Gabriel Attal was the youngest Prime Minister of the Fifth Republic. We're going to the oldest with Michel Barnier. But look, he has the experience. Now he's been senator, he's been MP, he's been minister 4 times, EU commissioner twice, and most recently, as you were saying, Brexit negotiator. And he will need those diplomacy and negotiating skills now.
It's millennial or boomer, nothing in between.
Well, look. An interesting profile there. Certainly someone that has a reputation of being extremely serious, very thorough, that kind of calm authority kind of figure. And here again, given the fractious political scene in France, maybe there's a character you need, someone who's, of course, deeply European. That's something that's very important to President Macron. And you could think maybe someone that can reassure Brussels as well, because we know that France being watched very closely by the European Commission, given its deficit situation, might be able to reassure investors as well. So that was something that was very important in his profile. But here again, what is controversial is that, of course, it comes from Les Républicains. And we know that the left-wing bloc, the Nouveau Front Populaire, came top in terms of the votes, and they didn't get their candidate to be prime minister. The reason there is that President Macron thought that that candidate would be ousted straight away by a vote of no confidence in the National Assembly. So he tried to pick a profile that would be consensual enough to not be ousted straight away. And he thinks that Michel Barnier could be the man. So now the tough job really starts now. He has to reach out to a lot of different political groups, and the criticism from the left is that basically the kingmakers now is the Rassemblement National, the far-right group party, that said in the talks that we've seen the past few days that they would oust all the other names that we saw flying around. It was Xavier Bertrand or Bernard Cazeneuve. With Barnier, they said they want to wait and see what he proposed in his first speech and in his proposal. What we know from Barnier, he hasn't been very present on the domestic political scene recently. He was candidate to be the presidential candidate for Les Républicains. He was ousted in the primary of the campaign. But in his manifesto, he was particularly tough on immigration. So that could be something that maybe pleases the Rassemblement National. We'll have to see the proposal on the table.
One concern one would have here is that there seems to be a huge political game being played by everyone. The motivations are huge. It's not necessarily about good outcomes for the country. It's about everybody trying to get a leg up ahead of the next presidential election, trying to reinforce their power, whether that is the left, the right, the far right. Where does this leave Macron? Because if you look at how the market has traded, the stock market in particular, I think it hasn't really recovered to the point where it was at, say, even back in May, because everybody is still concerned about the politics here. Is Macron himself still at risk?
There's still a lot of uncertainty. And to a certain extent, some say Barnier becoming Prime Minister kind of signifies the end of the Macron experiment. You know, we go back to some of these older names, going to Les Républicains, so a traditional party. We'll have to wait and see. But certainly, there can't be another snap election in Parliament for another year. So we're stuck in a situation. If chaos unfolds, we really can't find Barnier is ousted, the left wing can form a majority, then this could force Macron potentially to step down, and would you have a presidential campaign starting earlier than 2027? And there's also Edouard Philippe, the very first Prime Minister Macron, saying just this week during all these talks, saying that he wants to be candidate for the presidential election.
Wow, that's so people early, given it's 2024
exactly,
and we're talking about 2027.
People are moving their pieces straight away because I think it could be a possibility, far-fetched possibility now, but the pieces are already moving for that.
That is fascinating. Put your hand up now just in case. Yep. Charlotte, thank you very much for the analysis.